Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
A massive WWE star has just made some huge demands from the fans. He once put Roman Reigns in the hospital. Ever since Bronson Reed returned from injury and aligned himself with the Vision, he has looked unstoppable. The Oscilla has taken out many stars over the past few months. He has even feuded with Roman Reigns in recent months. The first time these two men locked horns in a singles match was at Clash in Paris, where the OTC came out on top. However, the night didn't end well for him, as Reed and Braun Breaker brutally assaulted Reigns, so much so that he had to be stretchered out of the arena. Reigns and Reed clashed again in an Australian street fight at Crown Jewel, where the Oscilla came out on top. Now, Bronson Reed has taken to social media to demand that the fans acknowledge him as the tribal thief and show him some respect. In the span of a year, I've beaten your favorites. Taking into consideration, I was also sidelined for half of that time. Start acknowledging your tribal thief with some damn respect. #TheVision. Roman Reigns hasn't been seen on WWE TV since he lost to Bronson Reed at Crown Jewel 2025. He was so upset after the loss that he even told Jimmy and Jey Uso that he didn't want to see them till Christmas. However, it looks like the Oscilla hasn't forgotten about the OTC, Bronson. Reed took to social media to call himself the OTT. This stands for Original Tribal Thief and is a play on Reigns' nickname OTC, which stands for Original Tribal Chief. The WWE Universe is still reeling from the shocking aftermath of last week's SmackDown, when a brutal assault left Roman Reigns hospitalized for the first time in over a decade. But the story didn't end there. The man responsible, a massive and destructive force who has shaken the entire foundation of WWE, has now made huge demands that could change the direction of the company forever. The assault that shook WWE all started when Roman Reigns returned to SmackDown for the first time since losing control of the bloodline. The tribal chief was set to address his family's collapse, Solo Sikoa's rise to power, Jacob Fatu's dominance, and Paul Heyman's mysterious silence. Reigns stood tall in the ring, declaring that he was still the head of the table, and that everyone in WWE would once again acknowledge him. But before Reigns could finish his statement, the lights in the arena flickered, and a familiar, ominous theme hit. Out came Braun Breaker, the explosive powerhouse who has been on a tear since joining the SmackDown roster. Breaker stormed the ring and, without hesitation, leveled Reigns with a devastating spear that nearly cut him in half. What followed was pure carnage. Breaker hoisted Reigns up and delivered 3 more spears, one through the barricade, another onto the steel steps, and a final one onto the announce table. Fans in attendance watched in horror as officials and medical personnel rushed to the scene. Reigns, bloodied and motionless, was stretchered out of the arena. Later that night, WWE confirmed that the former undisputed Universal Champion had suffered severe internal bruising and was taken to a local medical facility. The WWE Universe couldn't believe what they had witnessed. The once untouchable tribal chief had been destroyed by a man half his experience but twice his intensity. This is my island. Now, after the shocking incident, Braun Breaker appeared backstage, unfazed and unapologetic. When asked why he attacked Roman Reigns, Breaker delivered a chilling statement that immediately went viral across social media. "Everyone keeps talking about the island of relevancy. Well, I just sank it. This is my island now," Breaker said coldly. The next day, WWE released a video from Breaker's locker room, where he issued a set of demands directly to Triple H and the SmackDown management team. Breaker made it clear that his attack on Reigns was not random. It was a declaration of war and a power grab. The huge demands that stunned WWE management, according to sources within WWE. Breaker's demands are unlike anything seen before in recent years. He allegedly told officials that he will not appear on SmackDown again unless the following are met: a one-on-one match with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42. Breaker insists that he wants to finish what he started and officially end the Tribal Chiefs era on the grandest stage of them all. He wants to prove that Roman Reigns' dominance is officially over and that the future belongs to him. A shot at the undisputed WWE Championship. Breaker doesn't just want to beat Reigns, he wants to replace him as the face of WWE, he told management. "Give me the title shot, or I'll take it myself." Full control over the Bloodline's entrance segment at SmackDown. In one of his most shocking demands, Breaker has reportedly asked to take over the Bloodline's entrance theme, camera angles, and pyro to symbolize that the power shift is complete. Paul Heyman as his advocate. Breaker's final demand stunned everyone. He wants Paul Heyman to stand by his side, claiming that Heyman always knows where the power is. These demands immediately set social media ablaze. Fans were divided. Some praised Breaker's boldness, while others called it disrespectful to the legacy of Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman's silence speaks volumes. When asked about Breaker's comments, Paul Heyman refused to speak. Reporters caught up with him outside SmackDown headquarters, but Heyman simply said, "No comment," before walking away in silence. However, WWE insiders claim that Heyman's silence isn't denial, it's consideration. Sources suggest that Triple H has spoken to Heyman privately, and discussions are underway about whether Breaker's shocking proposal could lead to a storyline that transitions WWE into its next era. If Heyman does align with Breaker, it could spell the end of the Bloodline legacy and mark the beginning of what fans are already calling the Breaker era. Triple H responds to the chaos during a recent WWE digital exclusive. Triple H addressed the situation with visible frustration, but also a hint of intrigue. What Braun Breaker did was unacceptable. Roman Reigns is one of the greatest superstars in WWE history. You don't just put him in the hospital and expect to make demands, Triple H stated. However, he continued, you can't ignore the fact that Breaker just made the entire world pay attention. And in this business, that means something. The game stopped short of confirming any future matches, but hinted that a major announcement could come as soon as next week's SmackDown. WWE Universe reacts. The torch might have been passed. Fans across social media platforms exploded with reactions to the developing situation. On X, formerly Twitter, #BreakerEra trended for over 24 hours following the attack. One fan wrote, "Braun Breaker just did what no one has done in years. He made Roman Reigns look mortal." Another added, "If Roman doesn't come back more dangerous than ever, it's over. Breaker owns WWE now." Meanwhile, some of Reigns' most loyal supporters are demanding justice. Calls for retaliation have been loud, with fans urging Reigns to return and destroy Breaker once he's cleared to compete. What this means for Roman Reigns as of now. Roman Reigns remains off WWE television, recovering from the attack. Reports suggest he could miss at least several weeks, though WWE has not confirmed an official timeline for his return. However, those close to Reigns say he's furious, not just because of the attack, but because of the disrespect Breaker showed afterward. A source within WWE's creative team hinted that when Reigns does return, it won't be for a promo or an apology. It will be for revenge. Roman isn't coming back to talk. He's coming back to end Braun Breaker, the source revealed. The future of SmackDown, a war for power with Reigns out of action and Breaker's demands hanging over WWE management. SmackDown has entered uncharted territory. The bloodline is fractured. Heyman is silent. And a new monster has declared himself king. If Triple H grants Breaker's demands, fans could witness one of the most anticipated rivalries in modern WWE, Roman Reigns versus Braun Breaker at WrestleMania 42, a battle of eras. A fight for supremacy. But if Triple H denies him, Breaker has promised total destruction until he gets what he wants. And given what he did to Roman Reigns, no one is taking that threat lightly. Whether this marks the end of the Tribal Chief's reign or the beginning of something even more dangerous. One thing is certain. The WWE landscape has changed forever. Braun Breaker didn't just put Roman Reigns in the hospital. He might have just ended an era and started his own.